So if you've chosen the keyword or search phrase, you want this subpage to show up for in search results, you would want to put your focus keywords in there. Other one, meta description. So it's a sentence or a couple of sentences that are only visible in the search results. So you don't see them anywhere in the website, but it's part of the sort of any website's header. You can not write it, but then you give Google the freedom to take any content from the website and show it in the under the link. But this again, you should think about that the same way as when you write search ads, for example. You want to make clear what the website is about, what your value offering is, and what your call to actions. So you can, if you build your website in WordPress, for example, there's an SEO plugin, Yoast, where you can very easily enter the meta descriptions. Only use text links in your website. Again, if for both search engine spiders as well as humans, text links are more easily used. So if you use fancy image menus, which luckily are not very popular anymore, then it's from the user experience and search engine robots is not that easy to use. In the code of the website, you can define different levels of headings. H1 heading is the biggest heading. You should have only one, and like in the title tag, you should use your focus keyword or search phrase in that main heading. Again, with the keywords in your file names, image file names and document file names, if you can, use the keywords. It increases the likelihood of your images and your files showing up in search results and image search. For images, you can define an alt text, which is the text for example, when an image doesn't load, it shows that text, or if you go with your mouse over an image, it shows the description, but it's also an indication that tells Google and other search engines, because they can't really understand images that well yet, gives them an indication on what the picture is about. URLs, very important. Use your focus keywords in the URL as well. So if this online store has a sort of category page that shows all the men's wristwatches, they want to use it in the URL as well. And then it's very important that website is mobile friendly. Google has made a mobile friendly test, so you can plug in your own domain or your competitor's domain and see whether in the eyes of Google your website is mobile friendly or not, and if it's not, what are the issues that Google is seeing and what you should fix. Page speed, another good important thing. Free tool for that, Pingdom has, where again you put your domain in and it gives you back information about from specific location. In this case, it was tested from Stockholm. The page took 1.94 seconds to load. And it gives some benchmark as well. It's faster than 72% of other sites. And the page size is 23 megabytes. So from there, there's more information at the bottom. It tells how much different elements, specific elements took to load, whether you had massive images that sort of slowed down the website. In this case, so page speed under 2 seconds is good. If it's over 3 seconds, you should seriously look at it and what's wrong and how you could improve them. And tools like that give a quite specific recommendations in terms of what could be wrong or what might be causing the slowness. Link building. So link building is the process of figuring out who would be willing to and likely to link to your page, in the eyes of search engines, to increase your authority. And there's multiple things, so this is just an a very visual example on how linking impacts websites and the types of links. So the size of the bubble is the authority of the website, and you can see if the C gets only one link from B, but B is the most authoritative site, so automatically it increases massively the authority of C. And there's other sites, so for example E gets a lot of links, it gets I think 6 links, but they're from less authoritative sites, so it actually impacts the authority of E much less. So there's multiple aspects that we need to take into account when doing link building. And yeah, so where to get links? Links, the first step that is good to do is to use a tool where you plug in your competitor's name, competitor's domain, and you see where they get their links from. So one tool such as Ahrefs, it's a paid tool, but they have a free trial as well. And there's other ones, I think I have a link to another one, Link Miner later, where you see where your competitor can link for. You can go over that list, identify which of those would be relevant for you as well. So if they're getting links from a specific blog, you can get in touch with the blog owner and ask if they could write a blog post about you as well. If they're getting links from a specific, maybe there's an industry-specific catalog online somewhere, some portal, again, you get that information from that quick analysis. Ask backlinks. So if you have partners who you work with, they might have sort of separate page for listing all the partners they work with. It's quite common to have those pages, but not create links from there. So they might have just logos up there, but not links. So you can ask them to, okay, thank you for having the logo there, but could you just link the logo to my website as well? And then you get a link to your website. And this is part of the link building process. Another way is write recommendations to others on the website, and you might get a link back. Write guest posts and add yourself to relevant catalogs. One second. Yeah. And so what's important? So firstly, the more links, the better, but not necessarily. So if you get 1,000 links from one specific website that links to a million other websites, that in the eyes of Google might be spam instead of good link building. So you need to make sure that your links come from respected other websites. The number of domains that are linking to you is important in addition to the number of links. The anchor text of the links is important. So anchor text is, so when there's a link, everybody has seen link. Should have written it with blue. There's a text and there's an underline, right? When you create a link. And whatever the text is, this is called the anchor text. And when Google analyzes the links that come to you, it looks at the content of these links as well. So if you've done your keyword research, then ideally the anchor text would include the keyword you want to rank for, because that gives a strong signal. So let's say you have a car rental portal. The link like that would be much stronger indication that your site is authoritative about car rental than if it's just a link with your company name. This is still good, but this has a much stronger signal about the keywords and what your website is about. What not to do with link building and SEO. So paid links, if there's somebody offering you that for 100 euros you can get 1,000 links to your website, it's probably not worth it. It might have worked like 10, 15 years ago. But those sites probably offer it to a lot of other sites as well. Google knows those sites. So if you start getting in links from sort of sites with bad rep, it might end up bad for you. And they don't bring any value. And SEO-wise, keyword stuffing is not good, which sometimes happens accidentally as well. So you start optimizing your website and you try to use the keyword as much as possible, which usually if you read over the text you can see that it's not really human readable when every third word is your keyword. So don't overuse your keyword. Cloaking, which means you create a little sort of interim web optimized web page before people are directed to your actual website. It's not good because all the redirections are visible for search engines. Content hiding, so if you have white text on white background full of your keywords, again not a good idea because that's all visible to search engines. And link spam, so if you go to all different blogs and comments and comment with your link and you try to get lots of links from outside to you, this again, it's easily identified as link spam. What to do? So there's tons of tools for tracking the position. So just an example, the tools are, like in brief, you give the tools a list of keywords and a list of websites. So your own and maybe your competitors as well. And then every day the tool goes out and records on what position of the search results you are. So if you're doing SEO, you're optimizing your website, you get a clear understanding whether what you're doing works or doesn't work. So in this case, for most of these terms, it doesn't change, but for hotels, it's on April 18th, it was on position 40. On April 19th, it had dropped for 4 position. And you can do that